Turning 33 hit me differently. Not in a bad way, in a wake-up call kind of way. For most of my 20s, even my early 30s, I thought success was about pushing myself harder than anyone else. Late nights, no breaks, back-to-back projects, saying yes to everything. And yeah, I got a lot done, but at what cost? At 33, I've learned something huge. Taking care of myself isn't just about health. It's about creating the foundation for my career, my creativity, my family life, and honestly, my happiness and joy. I remember staying late at work to finish up a task or skipping meals because I thought work came first. At the time, I thought that made me dedicated and a great leader. But what it really made me was exhausted, cranky, and irritated. I was producing work, but not my best work. Especially when I came home after a long day. My energy was low, my focus was scattered, and little by little I realized I was running on fumes. And the crazy thing, no one hands you a manual for this stuff. No one says, hey, success is actually about balance, not burnout. You kind of have to learn that the hard way. So here's what shifted. I finally understood that self-care is strategy. Think about it. When I eat a well-nourished plate of food, I'm sharper at work. When I rest, my ideas flow faster. When I give myself time to just live, whether it's a walk at a park, listening to an audiobook, or laughing with my family, I come back to my personal projects and I live 10 times more energy. It's like plugging your creativity into a charger. You can't expect your brain to deliver when you never let it recharge. And here's the thing, I'm not talking about the Instagram version of self-care. I'm not sitting around with cucumbers on my eyes every day, even though I do love myself a good skincare routine. For me, self-care is practical. It's about making a home-cooked meal and actually sitting down to enjoy it. It's blocking 2 hours on my calendar for deep work and then blocking an hour after for rest. And most importantly, without feeling guilty. It's saying yes to fun activities, a date night, a new restaurant, even just walking through Wynwood and looking at the murals. That stuff makes me feel alive. And when I feel alive, I show up better everywhere else. One of my favorite parts of self-care has always been food. I used to rush through meals while working. I'm talking computer open, eating with one hand, pretty much swallowing entire meals to make it back to work on time. And now, I actually take the time to taste my food, whether it's cafecito in the morning or a big dinner with the family. Those little rituals remind me of what really matters. Family time too, just laughing at the dinner table or celebrating the small wins together, that's fuel for me. It keeps me grounded and it reminds me why I work so hard in the first place. And here's the nerdy part. I've noticed since I started prioritizing my health and balance, my actual work has improved. I organize my days differently now. I set priorities instead of trying to do everything. I try to schedule breaks a lot more frequently, and guess what? I get a lot more done. The ideas are clearer, the projects move faster, and I don't feel like I'm drowning anymore. And that's the biggest lesson. Productivity isn't about hours. It's about energy. When I protect my energy, I perform in every area a whole lot better. And part of taking care of myself has been learning to embrace change. At 33, you are not the same person than you were at 23 or even 30. And that's okay because I've learned to stop fighting change and I have started to embrace it. My routines are different. My priorities have shifted. And instead of clinging on to who I was, I'm so excited to who I'm becoming. That mindset, that openness is self care too. When I zoom out, I see it like this: I'm not just building a business, I am building a life. A life where I can show up for my family, my friends, and myself. A life where I can create without burning out. A life that feels as fun and cool and kind as the person I want to be. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens by making choices every day to rest, to eat well, to laugh, to embrace small joys, and to protect my peace. So, yeah, 33 feels like a new chapter. I'm still ambitious. I still love to create. I still work really friggin' hard. But I've finally realized that the best investment that I can make is in myself, not just in my career, but in my health, in my peace, and in my relationship with God. And that is the message that I want to share. Take care of yourself, not later, not someday, now. Because at the end of the day, you're not just building a career, you're building a life. And trust me, that is the coolest thing you will ever build, your own life. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.